Hi everyone. Are you a mom that feels like you need to save your child? Like you need to save them from themselves? You need to save them from the situation they're in? I want to talk about that today because that's a very common feeling, and there are times where we do need to intervene and do different things, and there's also other times where we can't be their savior, right? And so let's talk about that today. For those of you that are new here to my channel, my name is Sally Harris, and I'm a mom who walked a difficult road with my own daughter for over 10 years. And when her life was spiraling out of control, so did mine. And so that kind of goes into my topic here today, honestly, because, your job, my job, is not to save our children. Like I said, there are times, don't get me wrong, there's times where we need to step in and we can intervene and we can protect, and, every situation is a little bit different. But for the most part, we can't save them from themselves. They have to want to do that. And so what I want to talk about is how your job is to set the example and show them how you saved yourself. Saved yourself from yourself. And that goes into my story a little bit in regards to, I didn't handle the situation when my daughter went astray. I didn't handle it in a way that I teach you now, right? Well, I did after many years, but the first 5-6 years of that time, I did everything wrong. I did everything backwards. I was making my life more miserable than it already was. I was doing things to harm my health rather than better my health. I was not reaching out for community. I was isolating myself. I was, doing all these things opposite of what I teach you now. And that's the purpose. That's why I'm here. And so I love walking alongside you now and being able to help you the best I can. Because like I said, my job was to set the example of how I saved myself. And that's exactly what I did. And trust me when I say, and I'm very grateful for this, and not all of you have, a problem with alcohol. But when I was able to quit drinking and gain my own health back, because my health, it was very visible that I was not a healthy person. I had gained a lot of weight. I had a lot of inflammation in my body. I was drinking in excess with alcohol. And so I tell you that because I could have kept down that path. And while I didn't take the right path to begin with, right? I didn't do the self-care. I didn't do all those things. What I did do, I did reach a point, and it was my catalyst for change, just like your son or daughter is going to have some type of a catalyst for change. That's my hope. I want you to have that same catalyst for change. And whatever that is, for me, it was a health scare. I hope that it doesn't take that for you to decide to turn your life around and show them, whether they're present with you or not, doesn't matter. I would love nothing more than to see you turn your life around and show them how you saved yourself from yourself, right? And so by quitting drinking, losing the weight and getting healthy and start caring about my own life and the rest of my family, that is how I was able to show myself, my daughter and others, that, I needed to be okay, whether she was okay or not. Like I could not be so codependent that because she was gone, I was going to stay miserable. Yes, you have bad days. Yes, there are difficult times. And I would never say that there isn't. It's not like you just flip a switch and you decide you're just going to be okay. If anybody tells you that, they're lying. It doesn't work that way. That's where community comes in, because community is important, especially on those hard days. But you need to be able to know deep down within yourself that you are moving in the right direction. You get to choose. Are you going to let this define you in a negative way, or are you going to better yourself? Because I want you to think about this. If you're currently estranged, you're not speaking to your adult son or daughter maybe at all right now, for whatever reason, what happens if you stay on this bad path with your health, okay? And they come back, they've had that catalyst for change, and they decide, I want to make amends. I want to have a relationship with my family again, or my mom. If that's the case, then what, right? You need to be okay when that happens. And I'm not saying do this just for them. I want you to do it for you. Because when you do it for you and you start out doing it for the right reasons, And then I wanted to be okay. I wanted to be healthy when my daughter came back. I held on to that hope while there were days that looked very dim. And I'm not going to lie. I didn't know that it was ever going to happen. But I tried my darndest to make sure to try to keep hope, because I knew that when she came back home and she was going to be okay, I needed to be okay because I wanted to enjoy her. I wanted to enjoy her for the rest of my life. I wanted to be able to have a relationship with her in a healthier way than we had when she was young. And so that took me doing my work while she gets to do her work over here. And thing is, she gets to decide when that happens. I don't. And that's really the biggest struggle that I see moms have is we're not wanting to do the work on ourselves. We're trying to control when they're going to do their work, right? And so it needs to be work done independently. And then maybe at some point you come together, you're able to do counseling or whatever that looks like for you. But right now in the beginning, or maybe you're in the middle, right? I don't know how long you've been dealing with this, but this is where you need to start is they need to see you save yourself and from the habits that you've created and the life. Maybe it's your own childhood stuff that needs to be worked through. I know I had mine, generational stuff. Like you're not alone in this and this is no judgment. So I hope that helps someone today. So if we've never chatted before, you can click the link to the discovery call below for a consultation. It's not a coaching call, but it's an opportunity for me to learn a little bit more about what's going on with your child and a whole lot more about how it's affecting you, because that's how I can help. So when you're ready to save yourself from yourself, then reach out to me below and I would love to chat with you. Talk to you soon.